My sister's husband treated her like property, so I made him public property. My brother-in-law Gunther has always been controlling when it came to my sister Ellie, and I don't mean that in a cute protective kind of way. I mean it like if Ellie got Instagram, he'd have to know her password. If Ellie went out with friends, he'd text every 20 minutes asking where she was. If she wanted to leave the house, he'd have to approve her outfit first. It started when Gunther began checking Ellie's texts every night before bed, scrolling through each conversation while she sat there like a child awaiting punishment. Her gym membership got canceled because men stare at you there. He bought her a treadmill for the basement instead, where no one could see her. Then came the friend purge. Gunther found issues with each one. Lisa was too divorced, Rachel too flirty, even our cousin Amy was a bad influence with all those tattoos. Ellie's contacts dwindled from 50 to 5, all pre-approved family members who wouldn't corrupt her values. He installed Life 360 on her phone, and if it ever turned off, she was banned from leaving the house for 2 weeks. The jewelry started disappearing next, like earrings from her dad, the necklace I gave her for graduation. Anything that didn't come from him ended up misplaced. By December, Ellie was asking his permission to use the bathroom at restaurants, whispering into his ear like a kindergartner. When she forgot once and just went, he gripped her thigh so hard at the table she knocked over her water glass. The breaking point came right after our Christmas Eve party. I'd bought Ellie a burner phone just so she could call if she needed help. I slipped it to her when Gunther went to refill his scotch. 2 hours later, my phone rang and I heard Ellie panicking. "Please come get me. He found it. The line went dead." I drove to their house in a panic and pounded on the door until my fists ached. Finally, Gunther answered but blocked the doorway with his body. "Ellie's sleeping," he said. Behind him, I saw her purse on the floor with her makeup palette all smashed up. I tried going past him and yelled, "I want to see her," but he pushed me back. "She doesn't want visitors." His smile was cold, and then I saw it. There was blood on the kitchen tile, just a smear, but enough for my chest to start burning. Gunther realized what I'd seen and was already closing the door. "You should go before I call the police about harassment." That was it, I snapped. If Gunther liked control, then I'd give him something he couldn't control. I knew Gunther's weakness was his obsession with surveillance. The man documented everything, including Life 360 screenshots, text logs, even security cameras he thought Ellie didn't know about. He needed that control, that proof of ownership. But here's what he didn't know. I worked in cybersecurity, and Gunther, for all his paranoia, used the same password for everything, which was their anniversary date. He had saved all the security footage from his house, and it was a goldmine. The man had cameras in every room, thinking he was protecting his property. Instead, he literally caught the exact moment when that blood landed on the kitchen tile. I spent 3 weeks collecting, organizing, and creating a timeline. The only question was how to make it public enough that he couldn't contain it. That's when I decided to throw the biggest party for Granddad's 75th birthday, and invited both Gunther and Ellie. I told Gunther it would look bad if they missed it, so he agreed to attend. The entire family was gathered in one of our backyards, which was the perfect stage for me. Halfway through dinner, I stood up with my iPad in hand. I want to share something special about family. At first, Gunther barely listened and kept scrolling on his phone. We all thought Gunther was perfect for Ellie. Let's see what he's actually been doing behind closed doors. His head snapped up at his name, and when he saw the video play, his face went white. The first clip was Gunther going through Ellie's phone while she silently sat on the floor. The next one was Ellie on the basement treadmill, crying and begging him to allow her to go to a normal gym. The room was already heating up and people were staring right at Gunther. He stood up and looked bewildered. "This is fake edited. You know how 2025 is." Then came the last clip. Gunther punched Ellie in the face and she fell on the ground, with blood from her nose dripping on the kitchen tile. The room exploded. Our dad's face went from confusion to pure rage. Gunther lunged for my iPad while screaming, "Turn it off!" But cousin Jean, 6'4" and protective since we were kids, slammed him to the floor. "That's fake. She's lying." He kept screaming, but it was too late. Dad and Uncle Ray hauled Gunther up and took him away. "We're taking a drive," Dad said with his voice deadly calm. He was escorted to meet the police while he screamed about lawyers and defamation, but probably arrived with a black eye. I found Ellie sobbing in her chair, finally free to cry without permission. "It's over," I whispered, holding her tight. Gunther was rinsed in the divorce, especially after considering that he was on trial for domestic abuse. Ellie had a huge glow up and eventually started dating someone who treats her like an actual princess, not a caged bird.